Hey, 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 aloha gang. Friday is here. You know what that means. It is time for another Mental Health Live and then Cantina. And we all know what we're waiting on, which is Cantina. And so hope y'all are doing amazing. And I'm sitting here right now. I fed the bird a whole Ritz cracker loaded with peanut butter. So I think we should be good there. And yeah. And then I gave treats for the dogs. And of course, now they want more treats. What else is new? So, hey, Pia, or whoever that was, no barking. And I'll actually let me move the treat bag. The treat of choice for today, Choo Choo's chicken pot pie recipe, which are much harder for me to break up into pieces, but I am out of the jerky ones. So they get this instead. And oh my God. Hey, everyone in chat. We have been having the most awesome time in chat for the last hour. I mean, it has been so much fun just sitting and talking with people and kind of going through the subject of today. I'll kind of go over the reasoning behind the subject. It kind of popped into my head thanks to someone last night. And then an earlier conversation earlier in the day, it's just, things started just piling one on top of another. And it's like, whoa, let's try something. And but before we get into all that, I have to say hi to a couple people who I've been talking and chatting with and all that. And Pia, I know you like talking to people too, but they don't want to talk to you. No. Yeah, of course she wants to try treats. It works very well. And so yeah, like I said, it's been an amazing live leading up to that. I mean, we've just been having a blast in chat. No, we ran into, it didn't cut out the whole chat. We talked so much, my chat actually went all the way to the top for once. But yeah, Miss Aim coming on in, Ames, and Ames has been amazing, by the way, gang. Teaching me about Instagram right now. Generation Xer. I've got my YouTube and I've got my Facebook and got a little bit on. This pup here, Cassie Cassie and Pia have a Instagram page. And then I added what was it called? Two dogs and a parrot, I think is what I called it. And I was just doing fun videos on it and pictures and all that. And then I got bored and stopped doing it. So yeah, but thank you, Ames, for all your help with all that. And then Jessica popped in and we were having a really good talk about, I was telling them I've always been looking forward to the day that we could have a discussion on this stuff before the actual discussion. We could actually talk in chat about the day. And that's one reason why I put the questions that I do every time before the live starts. So we can start thinking about things and all that. And for people to feel safe, hopefully that they can come in and do that type of discussion. So thank you, Miss Jessica. And then Philly Girl, who was also amazing in giving me help with my Monday thing. Anyone who was watching the Missing Mondays, this week totally surprised me. I thought I was doing one video for one person, and next thing I knew, and I could have done so many more that have gone missing in 1 month. And but it's just surprising for that. So thank you, Philly Girl. Then who else did we have pop in? We have had, I know I saw K9 in there. Miss K9 popped in and is taking a nap right now. Baby girl, come here. Actually, here, I know. I'll give you a big piece. Bigger pieces take longer to chew. Yes, that's it. So yeah, K9's taking a little rest so that we can have a blast in Cantina later on tonight. And let me see, I'm almost caught up here now. K9, Philly Girl, Ames, Rosaling's here. I love you, Rosaling. Thank you, my dear, for popping in and helping us out. And I think that is it. Oh, here she goes. Yep, here she goes, girl. There she goes. We're in trouble now. And I love that name. And also, yeah, it has been crazy and literal. Okay, sorry, gang. I have to say this. Gulf Coast Mama will understand where I'm coming from when I say this. There has been a Broadway musical that I have been waiting on for years called Wicked, for those of you who know Broadway. Amazing show. And they are doing an actual movie of it, but they would not get their asses moving and do it. They finally cast the two leads. And for any of you who likes Broadway, we've got Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. And it's been announced by John Chu, and I am like beyond excited right now. I don't know who is playing who, so if any of you guys in chat are theater nerds and yes, Ames, and I just saw it just pop up, and I'm literally freaking out. Literally freaking out right now. So if anyone has seen who, they're lumping them together like, okay, this is going to be our Galinda and Elphaba. I need to figure that out. So, thank you, Philly. You know, started off just because I had a missing girl here that no one seemed to know about, and it's just becoming more and more. Right, Rosaline? Wicked. Sorry, I'm kind of geeky. You guys are going to see when West Side Story comes out, I'm going to be geeking out on that one also. Robbie has his Scream geek outs. You give me anything Broadway, I'm going to freaking geek out. So, but yeah, so it's really going to be exciting to see how that comes together. So, but moving on for the reason why we are here, and that gives people a little bit of time to actually work their way in, because I know it takes a couple minutes for people to arrive. Yesterday, I had someone who I really means the world to me actually called me up, and we had a little discussion on the phone about just YouTube in general. And just YouTube in general and how it's affected us and stuff like that. And then later on in the evening, some stuff popped up again that kind of brought all that up again. And I was trying to come up with an idea, and someone else popped in and said, well, why don't you just talk about YouTube and how it's affecting all of our mental health? Because it is. All of us sit here and talk about it, and all of us talk about all these little things and drama and shit like that and all, but we really have never discussed how it's affecting and just what it's doing. So that's what I wanted to do today while feeding the dogs their treats, because they know that's what, except Cassie's not eating any of hers. Only Miss Pia, who needs to be on a diet, is getting tons of treats. But yeah, so YouTube and mental health. First, before I go into this, part of my concern, I've considered doing this discussion before, but I'll be honest with you, I've been a little nervous about doing it for one reason. I don't want it to turn into drama. You guys know how I feel about drama. It's no secret how I feel about drama. Yes, I get a little excited at times when I'm in chats and all, but I really honestly don't like drama to begin with. Okay, and it's something that I work on with myself at not responding the way that I tend to sometimes allow myself. Hey, Kaz Chick. Oh my God, we've had a couple more pop in. Gulf Coast Mama's here. And yes, you heard that. Gulf Coast Mama was the first one I had to tell about Wicked. I was like, sorry, anyone else who's around here, but we're talking Wicked for a few minutes. So, and hello, Miss Kaz Chick. How you doing, my dear? And so I did not want to talk about this initially because I did not want it to turn into, well, I have anxiety because so-and-so did this, which did this to me, which did that to. No. Again, like I've said from day one on this whole channel when we do mental health things, no one has control over how we react to things. We have the control. Okay, hello, Susan. We are the ones who decide how we are going to react and how it's going to affect us. Now, it may not feel like we have a choice about how things affect us, but in the end, yeah, we do. We're the ones with the decision making for ourselves, and we can't change other people. We are limited to ourselves. And also, I did want to address that part first as we go through this. As we talk about our reactions to YouTube, we can do this without adding to the drama. Okay, I talk with friends when I'm having a rough time because something has happened or whatever, and I try not to use names. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, people can figure out who I'm talking about. Come on. Doesn't take a lot to figure things out. But I don't want it. It's more me talking about how this is affecting me and how I need to deal with it and how I need to change the way that I approach things rather than me pointing out, well, this person did this and now I feel like this. Okay, again, you got to go back to those 4 agreements. And for those of you who are fairly new to the channel, I really do with everything in me, if you have a chance, go back, watch those videos. Okay, it's a total of, I think, 6 between the introduction all the way through. Those 4 agreements, they're integral. There's something I read about back when I was in my 20s, and here I'm 50 years old, and I'm right back to it again, looking at it and seeing how it affects my life. So as we do this and as people talk about it, because I want you all to be able to talk about how things are affecting you in chat. I do want to remind everyone, please try to keep it from becoming drama. Again, remember why we're talking about this. We're talking about this to address the issues it is having within ourselves and our own mental health. And so just a little bit, okay, about myself. A lot of you guys kind of have been on this whole YouTube run with me from the time I joined. Many of you guys I have known since the day I joined my first Discord back on January 1st of this year. And then I was in lives before that, sitting in chat, talking in chat, and things like that. I joined YouTube for one of the same reasons many other people did. COVID hit. I didn't know what the hell to do with my time. Here was a place where I could actually hang out with people, talk with people, not feel like I'm totally alone or only sitting with my mom or something like that. I could actually interact with other people. So I was loving it. I was loving having that. And then about a month or 2 in, I started realizing things. YouTube isn't that hunky-dory, positive place that people just come and talk story and share their life experiences and stuff like that. There is another side to YouTube, a side that truly brings in a lot of freaking emotions, and emotions, issues you've had in your past start coming back up. And that's actually why this channel started. It honestly started as, okay, yeah, let's chat and talk story, because that's what I really was interested in. But I realized very quickly, a lot of us have pasts that have things, loneliness, anxiety, self-doubt, trust issues, things like that. And YouTube is compounding those. I discovered very quickly. I found myself at times not saying things in chats because I was like, oh shit, people are going to judge me for that. Or, oh gosh, I've always talked to this person, but you know what? I just heard a rumor, and I don't know if I can trust them anymore. So I'm just going to shut up about it. And so all these things start happening, and that affects the anxiety, which affects the depression. But there's also still the side of me that didn't care. I kept coming back. I kept coming back. You would think, okay, if something is negatively affecting you like that, just leave. Right? Doesn't make sense? Just leave. But you know what? There's more than that. Because what people don't understand is it has so much positive to it. The community building, the friendships, okay, the people who want to help each other and share things. Like right now, we just had a whole discussion about Wicked. I could not have done that right now. Okay, I could not have gone on to chat and really had a great, with my friends on text and doing stuff like that. No, but here we are doing all this. So you've got a scale there. You've got your good, you've got everything in life. Okay, it's like that song by Garth Brooks, The Dance. You've got to go through and risk being hurt to truly live. And that's where we've got to find out, where is that balance and how can we work within that? So I wanted to talk about some of the different issues that pop up. And I would love your guys' comments in chat. If you guys have something that just rings true to you, I would love to hear it, because what I discovered in talking to one of my friends yesterday is that these things that I thought were just me are not just me. That feeling of self-doubt was not just me. That is everyone. There are other people who get that same exact self-doubt that I had and was embarrassed to talk about because, oh my God, I don't want people to realize that. Rosalind, thank you so much for adding all that stuff in. That was awesome. Thank you, my dear. And she does. She's got them all down. And that's the thing. You get those 4 agreements down, you start putting them into every place of your life, and it really does make a difference. So one of the first things I found myself many of us come into YouTube with issues with trust. Okay, a lot of us have backgrounds that, whether it's abuse, DV, just anything, harassment, anything. We've had things. I would say put a 1 in chat right now if you have problems trusting people, if you have trust issues. Okay. When I ask these questions, you don't have to. This is just if you feel comfortable, because I know some people just don't feel comfortable adding this level of stuff, because unfortunately, mental health does have a stigma to it still. And we're going to get rid of that stigma. Bit by bit, we're going to get rid of that stigma. There you go. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I've got a bunch of ones popping up already. You got it. And I myself thought I had dealt with a lot of my trust issues. I really did. I'd been working on them for over a decade, and I thought I had dealt with a lot of them. One of the first things I started realizing is I still have massive trust issues, especially on YouTube, because if you think about it with YouTube, you really don't, we know each other, yes. And we know each other to some degree more than we know. Pia, come here, baby girl. We know each other even more than we know many of our, I'm going to use the word IRL or 3D friends, because I'll be honest, actually, I'm going to use 3D because IRL, many of you guys are my IRL friends. Okay, so I'm going to use 3D in comparison. So, oops, sorry, Check. Maybe someone could type in what we're talking about for ones and everything. With me, I'll end up shutting up for about 5 minutes while I type it in. And also, but I really started discovering that as I started hearing from, especially at the beginning, because I didn't know people, I didn't have the friends. I wanted to have friends because I really liked what I was seeing in some of these people on YouTube. But I was like, oh shit, but this person is saying this, or this person saying, watch out because you get backstabbed quickly, or things like that. And I found myself initially shutting down. I'm not going to risk. Hello, Kelly. How you doing, my dear? Thank you, Rosaline. Thank you, Ames. And I started really finding myself shutting down because you know what? Like that song says, you know, if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to get hurt. And that was my thought. Don't put myself out there, I won't get hurt. Doesn't work that way, because over time, I wanted to have friends. I wanted to be part of this community that is so amazing. So I had to find ways of getting past that. And just because you feel like you're getting past it, it keeps coming back. Okay, you have a fight with a friend, someone that you cared about, and all of a sudden you find yourself pulling away. Okay, some of you guys know I had a fight with someone I cared about a couple months ago. I literally was still involved in YouTube, but anyone who really knows me would have noticed I kind of disappeared out of chats for quite a while there. I stopped talking to people because all of a sudden I'm like, who can I trust and who can I not trust? Okay, what am I safe saying? Hello, Lonnie. What I found myself clarifying everything that I would say just to make sure, okay, I don't want to say this because it could be taken that way, or I can do this, but it really started fucking me over with my thought process. And it took a while to get through that and realize, you know what, it is okay to trust. Ames right. Okay, yeah, and it continues. Some of us have these things and it comes and then it comes back and then it goes and it comes back. And it's learning how can you deal with these issues yourself. Okay, what can I do? Hello, Lou. Welcome, my dear. Welcome to the group. And what can you do for yourself when you're dealing with trust issues to kind of try to bring yourself back? Are there people you can talk to? One of the greatest things I'm seeing, and this is going to affect everything I'm going to talk about today, is people actually being open and honest with each other. I have had people approach me saying, you know, I need to talk to you. And that meant the world to me because it's something that I've always felt uncomfortable, especially when I was having trust issues. I was scared to actually approach people because, again, my trust was not there because I was like, oh, shit, what if this person does this now or something like that? Rosalind, yeah, you had to take a break too. And I think the breaks are actually important for us. I think there's a good reason behind the breaks, because guess what? We are not YouTube. We are our own human beings. And we got to remember that through this whole thing. If you find yourself going to a certain level, you need to find a way to back off. Hey, Pia, come here, baby. Okay, you need to find a way to deal with those things. And sometimes the only way we can deal with those is to back out for a while, focus on our own lives, recenter ourselves, and then step back in. And because this is an important part of all of our lives. So the other thing I found trusted for me is it made me self-doubt. I was doubting. Hello, Katie. Come here, baby. Come on. All 3 dogs are in ponytails right now, so I don't know which dog is which. It's horrible. I need to put them back down. But I found myself self-doubting myself. And this has always been actually my worst thing, is I self-doubt myself horribly. Have always, will always, and I'm always trying to deal with that. And I found as the trust started coming up, I started thinking, well, is it me maybe? Is it me? Because I'm always pointing the finger at myself. And where some others point the finger outward, I point inward. I always think it's got to be me that's fucked up. And or the reason why they're having an issue with me is because of something in me. Well, Rosalind can tell you right now, one of the agreements, okay, you can't take everything personally. People react, sorry, dogs are playing with my mouse. People react based off of their own emotions. People come back because, sorry, I'm reading Katie, and I'm so happy you came back. By the way, that's what just popped out of my mind. I just saw that. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy she came back. But yeah, people have issues and start pointing the fingers at other people because of something that's going on within them. They're either seeing something in you that they don't like about themselves, and it's easier to point it out in you than to accept that it's coming from them also. Okay, or it's easier to find things, or people will do that. And for those of us who tend to doubt ourselves all the time, it can become very dangerous because you're lumping negativity on top of negativity, which is definitely not something we want to do to ourselves. Because if you are looking only at the bad side of yourself, how are you ever going to kind of work yourself out of that? Because none of you are bad. I have not found of this group, there is good in every single person that I've dealt with on YouTube. You just got to look for it. And my thing I've always told people is, you know what, if they're trying to become better people, I can deal with anything. Because everyone deserves a chance to become better. Everyone deserves a chance to learn from their life. And I need to stop self-doubting myself. I need to realize who I am. In my case, what do I do? Hello, Sandra. How you doing, my dear? One of the things I find myself for the self-doubt thing, okay, and I wanted to share some of the things also with you on what you can do. I have actually brought out a piece of paper before and just written down what are the things that I'm good at. Because the more you self-doubt yourself, the harder it is to find those things. It's why I love the thankfuls, okay, the gratefuls and Thankful Thursday and your 3 grateful, all those things, because they are actually helping you to see the good in things. And sometimes those goods are things that you're pulling out of yourself. So the self-doubt really does make a big difference. The other thing I started noticing with YouTube is the more I would see drama, especially drama going on, the more anxiety would go through the roof. I would find myself, I'm very empathic, like many of you guys in this chat, extremely empathic. And I will sit and I try everything in my power not to go to, okay, chats that are getting focused on drama. Okay, yes. Have I gone in them? Yeah. Can't lie. I have. You've seen me there. Okay. But on the other hand, I also tried to tell myself, girl, you can feel this nervous, jittery feeling deep inside of you building up higher and higher and higher. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you sitting here? Why the fuck are you sitting here if you're allowing this to happen? Okay, again, take control of yourself, leave. Okay, and I've made choices. Okay, even chats that I love or might even mod for. I have actually walked out at times and I'm like, you know what? I love this channel. You can love a channel and still not be in every single live. There's nothing wrong with that. A channel is something that the creator is developing at that time and is very expressive of what's going on in their lives. And a lot of times they're going through a lot of shit in their lives too, because a lot of times people don't realize the amount of drama that is going on in those directions also. And you try to stay quiet and things like that. And they've got to find their balance. What is their balance? Does it help to stay quiet? Does it not? It's the same for us when we're sitting in a chat. We've got to decide, are we actually, would you be proud of the way you're acting when you're there? My anxiety lets me know the answer to that. If I feel not right, I shouldn't be there. If I feel like I need to calm down, I probably shouldn't be there. I have to take that step. It is not everyone else's fault for bringing up the drama or anything like that. That's something they need to address. I have to address my response to it. So I decide. Sometimes I stay. Sometimes I'm like, hell no, girl, you got to get out. This is not good for you. And in the end, I tell people, especially people when they're trying to be there for other people, because I don't know about you guys, but I think 9 times out of 10, most of us, when we stay in a chat like that, we are staying in that chat because we want to help support someone, right? There's probably 1% who are there because they love the drama. There's definitely that. But I think for the group that's here, we're there because we're supporting someone. Now, let me ask you this. If you are filled with anxiety and self-doubt and trust issues and the other things we're going to talk about and stuff, how much are you going to be able to support someone else? You got to take care of yourself before you can help take care of other people. Okay, you can't support someone else when you need to support yourself first. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not being selfish. It's not being selfish to take a moment and say, hey, I need to back out and I need to just focus on who I am right now. And I can feel I'm starting to spiral down through my own anxiety and I need to step back and ground myself, take meds if I'm on meds, things so bad. And yes, Lonnie, I see what you're saying there in chat. It makes it even harder when it's a chat that you mod for. Whew, it's hard because you don't want to walk out when you're modding for something or someone you really love and care about their channel. They are a friend. They're not a creator. They're a friend. You want to be there for them. And, but again, I don't know about you, but when I'm triggered, I'm not making the best decisions. Not sure about you guys, but I know this for myself. If I'm triggered, if I'm very anxious and I have panicky or things like that, I am not making good decisions at that point. And what I find myself having to do is I'm not going to be helping that chat whatsoever if I'm there. And you know what? Hopefully, and I've always found the creator who you're helping out at that time, they usually care about you too. They don't want you upset or anything else. And they'll understand. They'll totally, I mean, that's one reason why I don't have a lot of mods in this channel, because I want people to be focused on the subject material here and not worrying about all the rest of it. Yes, I have to have mods because I can't control both at times. But I want people to be able to focus because this channel is here for all of us to become the best versions of ourselves possible. And so that's one reason. I know I've had some people ask about and that's actually one reason why I don't have a lot of them, to be honest. And so anxiety is definitely a major issue for me when I get into these, especially the drama side, and it's just not worth that time. Now, time. Here's another thing I found out with YouTube. I thought myself that YouTube was this great thing. I could come watch a couple videos, and I got sucked in. I completely got sucked in to the point where YouTube is becoming my life. I don't know, but I have a gut feeling many people in chat have found themselves in that place too. Okay, how many of us in chat and myself right now can say they have gotten in a fight with a significant other about YouTube time? I don't have a significant other, but I live with my mom. I can tell you right now, she and I have had many a fight that I am here and not spending time with her. Now, are they always correct? No. Sometimes I think, you know what? No, I just watched a movie with you. I think I can do this. But yeah, I sit there and I look at the course of my week. Rosalind, I think you and I talked about this at one time too. Yeah, Kelly, you and your hubby. Yeah, I'll sit there. Sandra's been really good about putting space between things. I've noticed that, and she's done a very good job at that. I started looking at the fact that I'm like, okay, well, if you look at the week, Monday is my missing Monday. So Sunday I'm putting together videos, and Monday putting videos together. Then I got, but I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, but everyone, so-and-so's live, then so-and-so's live, then so-and-so. Oh, and I can't miss this live because this is going to be way too much fun. And then all of a sudden, oh, but Thursday and Friday, I got to work for my live on mental health and this. And then, but Saturday's always my day because I go playing games with my friends. So see, I'm giving enough time to everything. Sure, Sin. Sure, local. And hey, Evelyn. And time becomes important. Our relationships in the 3D world are extremely important. They give us one thing internet cannot give us. That's physical contact. A human being needs physical contact. Okay, think about it. We've heard of the studies with children. If a child is just taken as a newborn and put in a bassinet in an orphanage and never touched, like what would happen back in the Soviet era. There were tons of orphanages where that's what happened. There's still orphanages around the world where that happens. Those children have issues as they're growing up because they need that touch. Humans crave touch. And as much as we can give people hugs on DM and hearts and all the other stuff, we need our 3D relationships. We can't put those off to the side. Because once those are gone, you know what? We need that. As humans, we need it. So I think it's important. I was watching a video last night about becoming a creator. A really great, in fact, I should have written his name down. I'll have to put it in Discord. Did a really great video about mental health and YouTube. And he was talking about the time side of things. Actually putting aside time, scheduling time for YouTube, rather than just being there all the time. How many times have you been working on something and you get into a communication, DM type communication, back and forth, and you're like in your head, I need to be working on this, but oh God, but this is really good and all that. That division, you need to create that division somehow. Whether it's scheduling time, whether it's just finding a way to do it. Sandra, like I said, has done a great job. And Sandra, if you had any things that you found helpful to be able to do that and make that pull. Because again, there's this side of many of us that, but if we pull back, then people are going to think we don't care about them. I know that's something that pops into my mind. If I all of a sudden don't answer this person for 5 or 6 hours, will they get upset with me? And no, they're not going to get upset with me. But in my mind, I'm playing that. Hello, missing in life, my dear. So time, definitely, we got to remember what's going on outside, because the other thing that does happen, and this kind of connects in with everything we've talked about so far, the 3D life and all this emotional stuff, what's happening is I've unfortunately found myself, when I'm having self-doubt or trust issues, it's translating to my 3D life. People that I had no problem trusting before, I'm now starting to wonder, oh gosh, maybe they're like this other issue. Or, okay, the self-doubting and the not being able to make a decision or stuff like that starts popping up in real life here, 3D. So much of what we're doing does affect. YouTube is not its own little corner of our world that does not touch anything else. Like I said, I cannot use the word IRL for my 3D friends and not include my friends on YouTube, because my friends on YouTube are as important to me as many of my other IRL friends. Okay, I look forward to the days that we can meet each other and stuff like that. So having that time that you can really take a look at your life. And that's one great thing for stepping back when you're starting to notice those issues, the anxiety, the trust. Sorry. Oh, is that what happened? Sorry, I put the wrong dog in the chair and someone is very jealous. This little girl gets way too jealous of her brother. And also, oh my God. And yes, Rosaline Ohana, that's it. We are in Ohana here. So take that time where you can just step back as you feel these things. Walk out of that chat if you're starting to feel the emotions popping up, and spend some time on focusing on what you need to focus on for yourself before it starts affecting outside in a 3D world. And one thing I did want to bring out that when you're dealing online, I discovered a couple different things. Number one was people seem different. Okay. Number one, so many people, and I heard a lot of people talking about this before our chat started today. Do I really know this person? I thought I knew him. And then they turned and stabbed me in the back, or they turned and they went talking to someone else instead of me, or all these other things start happening. And you start questioning again, trust, self-doubt, things like that. Did I really know them to begin with? I think on the internet, there's a couple things that I've discovered over the time that I've been here. A lot of us are much more open on the internet than we are in real life. I can talk to you guys about my abuse. I could not talk to them about it. Some of them know about it. Trust me, some of them do. My closest friends do, but many people don't. I've gone my whole life without talking about it. Other things, I can speak up quicker here than I would do there. I will say things to people here that I probably would never say if I was facing them face to face. And that was something that I started noticing, is that people, are we really which is the real person? I started wondering this about myself. Who is the real loco? Is it this person right now? Or is it the person I am with my friends? Hello, Amber. And are we both the real loco, just different sides of her at different times? Okay, because they are different. They are different. I don't know about you guys, if you guys find a difference between the two people. Cassie, shush. And but there's definitely those differences that do occur there. I know why she's growling. The puppy has taken her toy. There, you can have your toy back. Nope, that wasn't it. So we start questioning, did I really know this person? Okay, and that's leading again into all the self-doubt. Okay, am I a good judge of character? I know I've asked myself that many, many times over the last year. Okay. I thought I was a good judge of character. Oh shit. Maybe I'm not a good judge of character. Why? Why? Well, look at what we are here. Okay. Some of us know each other by face or by voice because we talk. And, but most of the time, 80% of what we know about each other is what we're typing. Okay. And yes, that is a huge part of their life because they're telling you things that they may not tell their real life friends, IRL friends, okay, 3D friends, whatever. But they can also say things that may not be true. That when you are in a face-to-face, you'd be able to catch on much quicker. And people also tend to feel a lot more emboldened, I've discovered online. Okay, like I said, I can say things here that I would never say in someone's face. For various reasons, maybe they'd slap me, right? Okay, maybe they punch me out. Okay, or it could be the fact that I know I'd be lying and I could not lie to someone's face. I'm a horrible liar. Okay, I'm a horrible liar and I cannot do that. And there's definitely that issue. Sorry, I'm checking out chat at the same time. Hello, Darren. How you doing? And Rosaline, yes. Who we see with you is who you are. And those are the things I find with some people. Yes, they truly are that person. And I have mentioned to a couple people lately, one thing I've discovered when dealing with people on YouTube is I look at patterns. You can find out a lot by just sitting back and watching patterns. People show who they truly are through their patterns. Okay, is a person routinely doing certain things? It's going to tell you right there. You create your friendships based off of knowing who that person is and, okay, what it is that they're thinking on a daily basis. What do you have in common? Things like that. But you can also look at your friends and be like, yeah, you know what? The reason why I like them is they're always talking about this, or these are things that they enjoy doing. Those patterns are going to tell you a world about them. Keep track of those things because that's what's going to let you know, is this person truly who they are? Because they're telling you maybe one thing, but then you're seeing something in a different area. Those become those patterns. Sorry, was getting a little thirsty. But yes, and they are like them. Yes, sorry, I was looking at Kez. Yeah, you get these things. Certain groups of people just really, they click. I have a group, okay, my gals that we just click. I love them to death. And I have other people online here that I just click with. Okay, but there's always this little fear, it seems lately. And a lot of it comes down to the drama, to be honest. And what I've noticed, depression. When everything builds up, okay, you've got that trust happening, issues popping up. And then you've got the self-doubt, you got the anxiety. Baby, okay, you go down there and play. Okay, you've got all these, hello, Robbie, how you doing, my dear? Love you back. And when all these things start building up and it blows, everything blows up all of a sudden. Okay, you find yourself, huge fight breaks out, whatever. All these things start happening, and then the depression starts. In my case, I pulled myself back and stuff like that because I was like, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk being hurt. I don't want to risk I don't want to risk my family being hurt. Okay, we haven't even talked about things like doxing and stuff like that, going real life. Okay, we all have families. We're all human beings that are sitting here right now. And we worry about our own families, our own children, our own parents, our own significant other. So you start pulling yourself back. But you know what? YouTube had a very important part in your life. So now as you are pulling back, I found the depression getting worse. Because all of a sudden now, something that I really enjoyed, something that made a difference in my life was gone. And I had to figure this out. Again, that song by Garth Brooks, The Dance. I'm like, You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. It's going to come, and it's what the hell you can do to really make a difference in your own life. Yes, Robbie, I do have to say, I am so excited, guys. I found out that community posts open up at 500. So for communicate, because that's, again, communities are built on communication. And that was so cool. I'm so happy YouTube did that to allow people to start having that communication and start, because we're using Discord to do a lot of that stuff, but that will open that up. So for many of you guys that have a channel, if you're getting near 500, go check out your community. Okay, that community page may be open and you don't even know it. But yeah, the depression definitely is there. So go back to that. Okay, when you start feeling that, I think the big important thing for most of us to do, when we start feeling these emotions pop up, don't just push them down. They're coming into your life for a reason. That anxiety, that second guessing things, and those words in the back of your head saying, oh, I don't know if I should say that. I know I should, but I don't want to say it because what if they take it this way, or what if it take that way? Guys, just trust yourself. Go to the people and talk with them. Okay, let them know. Yeah, there's a chance they can turn it on you. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a chance. All of us here have probably had our heart broken in a fight. Okay, and I don't mean romantic, or I'm just saying just we care about someone and something happens. And but you know what? You're never going to be able to create new relationships because, you know, YouTube is amazing. For all the shittiness of drama and people fucking with each other's mind and hate, and I will say it's hate because it is hate, there's also love, caring, support, laughter, tears, because we're helping each other. Not tears because we hate each other, but tears because we care about someone else and we're trying to be there with them, experience life with them. One other thing that I did find out with that, and I just thought about this, I forgot a couple of these things. Impatience. Okay, someone mentioned this earlier, actually. I had it written down, and then I noticed someone had typed it into chat earlier also. When you start looking at these people and what's going on, I found where in real life, someone's behavior I would deal with much more readily. Okay, I understand that they're a person and they are going to react in different ways. And you know what? Who am I to tell them what is the correct way to act and the correct way to not act? They need to figure that out for themselves. But I come onto YouTube and you see someone acting in a certain way, and I'm much more impatient about it here. I'm much more ready to jump down their throat, okay, and add to the drama or add to the hate or tell them they're fucked over and they need to do this or they need to do that. Okay, I'm much more impatient. It's almost like as we come onto YouTube, we forget the person that we're talking to. What we see is a name. We see the name there. Okay, I'm sitting here. We see the name Lonnie or Kezchick or Missing in Life or Ames and all. We see that name, but we forget what's behind that name. Behind that name is a person who's trying to communicate. They may be doing a good job. They may be doing a sucky job, but it's their job. There is a story with that person. It's like I'm discovering with the Missing Mondays. Every time I post these pictures of kids, I'm realizing that, shit, there's a story here. I'm not talking a story. Oh, YouTube, let's get a story. No, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about there is a child or an adult who has relationships with, hey, Cherry girl, I love you to death, has relationships with their mom. They're that little Kolohe kid, the little troublemaker who's getting into trouble everywhere in the house. We don't see it in the picture. That description doesn't tell you about the time they went and opened up all their Christmas gifts early. It doesn't tell you the real person. Now, when you're facing someone 3D, 9 times out of 10, you know more about the real person. So you see the person, you can see their emotions on their face. So if you're going to make a comment that hurts them and cuts them, you're not going to do it because you're going to see their face fall apart right in front of you. So I find myself being more impatient about their behavior and having to tell myself, hold up, local. You know what? They may not even, whoopsie, dog falling down. They may not even know that they are hurting someone else with this comment. Maybe they were being hurt also. No, hurt people don't hurt people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take that as an excuse. People use that excuse, and I'm sorry. That's just my feeling. Yes, hurt people, but they don't need to. No more than an abused person should abuse people. We make choices on what we're going to do. It's the same thing here on YouTube. Okay, just because someone has attacked you doesn't give you the right to go attacking. Now you can stand up and say, hey, I'm not taking this. There's a difference between attacking and supporting yourself. It's a fine line, though, and it's hard to find. And that line's different for everyone. That's the other thing I discovered. For me, that line is totally different than it is for, say, someone else I'm talking to. And that leads to more arguments because all of a sudden I'm judging this person based off of my idea of what is normal. You know what? Maybe that's what's normal in their life. Rosaling's favorite word, domestication. Maybe they grew up in the life that's how they dealt with things. And maybe they're even working on that themselves right now. We don't know it because, of course, who's going to go and sit and tell everyone, yeah, I'm working on not being a dick? No, I don't think any of us is going to go volunteer that type of information. But they could be. And who are we to know and judge them based off of that? Again, all we can do is judge ourselves and work on ourselves. And so looking at those things, when I do find myself getting impatient with other people's behavior, I have to take a look. Why am I impatient about this? Is there something they're doing that is triggering something inside myself? Okay, are they making comments about my friend, or are they making comments about something that's important to me and I'm taking it personally? Okay, if so, how am I going to go about reacting to this? How can I react without hurting them? Okay, I talk about at times my name, Loko Maikai. Okay, in fact, I'm going to be putting out an intro explaining it a little bit more. The name Loko Maikai actually in Hawaiian is to act with generosity and kindness towards others. When I decided to name this channel, I could have named it anything, and I thought of it, and then all of a sudden I kept remembering what the name meant. And I was like, you know, if all of us started doing this, it would make a difference in life in general. So as we're coming down towards the end of this whole thing, a couple things I did want to kind of bring us back to. Okay, when we are on Facebook too, but YouTube and all that, and you're starting to have issues, okay, whether it's these mental health type issues like anxiety, depression, self-doubt, trust, things like that, or it's drama-based issues that are triggering stuff in yourself. Step back for a second, okay? If you need to leave the chat, you leave the chat. Okay, no one is going to judge you for taking care of yourself. And if they do, trust me. If they do judge you for taking care of yourself, then they should never have been your friend to begin with. Because a real friend does not want you hurting. And step back. Look at that person who you are so pissed off with at that moment. What are the similarities between the two of you? Because I guarantee you there's definite similarities. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the subject in the coming future, and that's to actually hopefully bring up these similarities. Because you know what? Whoever that person is that you're ready to cuss out and totally go off on, chances are they're dealing with the same trust issues. They're dealing with the anxiety we talked about earlier at the beginning. How many of you have issues with trust? And everyone started putting in their ones. Chances are they're having those same issues. They're reacting to it differently than you are. So look for those similarities. Don't look for those differences, because the differences are what create walls. And the walls are not going to help you. Okay, because again, this whole thing comes down to what you can do for yourself to become a better person. They will work on themselves. Hopefully they will work on themselves. Okay, next, when you don't like what you're hearing, look inside yourself. Because like I said, those agreements, don't take anything personally. The reason why we tend to react so strongly against other people many times is there's something that they are saying that's triggering us. For a second, just step back, look inside. Is there something that you're seeing inside yourself that you need to just address for yourself? Because like I said, I don't care who you are. If you're willing to try to work on yourself and better yourself, that's all we can do in our lives. And so I kind of mentioned this whole subject came out of nowhere yesterday. I'd been thinking about it off and on, but I just thought, it could become way too volatile to even discuss. But I think it's important at the same time, because it's the one thing we all have in common right now. Every one of us here in chat, whether you're a lurker or you're typing or whatever, we all have these issues in common. We're all second guessing ourselves. We're all having trust issues. We may not want to say it, but we are. Okay, there's something there. So I'm kind of thinking over the next couple months, this is not going to be a series, okay, that's all going to be like the DV series. But I don't want to drop this subject after one discussion either. Because like I said, we all have this similarities here. We look at our differences. We don't look at the similarities. We don't look at the human behind what we see, whether it's a creator or someone who is in chats all the time or lurks even. We don't look at the person behind there. So I'm looking at actually doing more of a series on this. Okay, maybe a monthly series type thing. If there are people who would like to come up and we can talk about it, interview style, talk about how YouTube has affected you. What are the things, again, remembering this is not about trauma. It's about looking at how your time on YouTube has affected your belief in yourself, how it's affected your ability to grow. Maybe you have grown because of YouTube. Maybe you're still struggling, but you see where you need to be going. Same for creators. Okay, perhaps I can interview a couple of creators, find out their story. Because a lot of times we're talking here like this, and we're not getting to tell you all the other crap that's going on behind the scenes. And trust me, one thing I've discovered over the last couple months, there's a lot of crap going on behind the scenes that you just keep your mouth shut on. But you know what? It's important for everyone to realize that everyone has so much that they could share with each other and teach each other. Because I can tell you right now, yesterday when I was talking to that person and I thought that self-doubt was just me, and I never wanted to really say much to anyone because I thought it was just me. And then all of a sudden that person was like, yeah, I have that issue too. And I'm like, oh, I never would have thought that. Never would have thought that. But it's now stuff that I'm like, okay, now I understand. They can understand me better and I can understand them better. So definitely something I'd like to take a look at that. Yes, Rosaline, maybe once a month. I don't want to focus on it because I don't want it to turn into drama either. I want it to be an avenue where we can all learn about each other. And you know what? Maybe YouTube can become a little more friendly of a place once we actually start seeing the people as people and not just names. So you guys, I mean, I keep growing every time I keep looking at this. Every Thursday when I start trying, if I haven't chosen a subject yet, which 90% of the time I have not, and I start looking at things and talking to people and having the chats like I did before the live started today, I really am learning so much from this community. And yes, I pulled myself away for a little while. Most people may not even noticed it, but I totally pulled myself away for a while. And I missed a lot. I missed this community. I missed the people. I missed the friendships. And so you come back. And you know you might get hurt again. You know you might start having trust issues again. But we can open up to each other. We can get on the phone and apologize to each other when we hurt each other's feelings. Because you know what? We're all human in the end. By the way, hi, Van. I saw you pop in. And also Ed, Cherry there. And I love all you guys. You guys, I'm really enjoying just being able to hang out with you guys every Friday. This is actually turning into one of my favorite times of the week. Yes, Cantina is fun. And I tell people this, Cantina is fun. And it's that fun that we have every week. But the missing Mondays and this live are truly where my heart is, because it's the feeling that all of us here need each other. We need each other to grow. So let's just stick with each other. We do have Cantina, though, coming tonight. And guys, just so you guys know, if anyone is interested in coming Cantina tonight, I was telling, Robbie, Amber, Sandra, I think I told Sandra, told a bunch of people that I've been trying to teach myself how to edit so I can learn how to edit. And I played around and I created a video. And I've been doing videos of the pups and taking videos of everyone else's animal. I've had fun. So I'm going to actually try to show that video during Cantina tonight. I'm not sure what time. Probably somewhere. I don't know. I'll find out and let you guys know. But thank you all so much. We will be doing Cantina tonight. Cherry, I hope you can make it too. But I also know hey, you know what? I know the mod life also. So I love all you guys to death. Please, if you're not part of Discord, please join Discord. Okay, I say that I really, truly want Discord to grow some so that we can start working on issues together and just having fun. It's all about having fun. Let me get that link for you guys real quick for anyone who wants to join that. There you guys go. Otherwise, I will see you guys in 55 minutes. I need to get a thumbnail and all that up. Busy bee. Grab some dinner. Everyone, grab your dinner. Grab something to drink. Grab a project you can work on. And let's come and let's have fun. It's Friday. It's Aloha Friday. It's time. Talk to y'all later. Love you guys to death. And I will see y'all in 55 minutes. Bye-bye. Aloha.